We begin with the race for the White House. More than 47 million Americans have already voted early with just 1 week left in the presidential election. On Monday, President Joe Biden cast his ballot early in his hometown of Wilmington, Delaware. The commander-in-chief stood in line for more than 30 minutes behind a man wearing a vulgar red hat, which resembled Donald Trump's classic MAGA merchandise. President Biden also responded to Donald Trump's recent rally in New York, where his supporters made racist comments about various minority groups in the United States.
It's embarrassing. It's just simply embarrassing. It's beneath any president, but that's what we're getting used to. That's why this election is so important. You know, most of the presidential scholars I've spoken to talk about the single most consequential thing about a president's character. Character. And he puts that in question every time he opens his mouth.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, fires at ballot drop boxes were reported in Oregon and Washington state, two traditionally Democratic states. The first fire was reported in Portland, Oregon, while the second one was discovered in Vancouver, which is the largest city in Washington's 3rd congressional district. Authorities say the Portland fire was extinguished quickly and only 3 ballots were burned. However, the Vancouver incident destroyed hundreds of ballots, the count of which is still unclear. In both cases, the ballot boxes had a fire suppression system inside, but it failed terribly in Vancouver for reasons unknown. Now, police say the two fires appear to be similar in nature due to the use of suspicious devices and the presence of an identical vehicle at both crime scenes.
These incidents are similar in nature. No one was injured in any of these incidents. We're working with our partners across the river here in Portland and sharing information with our federal law enforcement partners in hopes of bringing this to a successful conclusion.
Meanwhile, election authorities say they are trying to reach voters whose ballots have been destroyed so they can recast those ballots.
Please do not let today's incidents or anything that happens between now and Election Day to keep you from expressing yourself with your vote. Our democracy depends on you, and you can depend on us to keep this process safe and secure.
Moreover, enough evidence has in fact been recovered to show that Monday's fires are connected to a similar incident earlier this month. On October 8th, an incendiary device was placed at different ballot boxes in Vancouver. However, no ballot was damaged. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is running a parallel probe into the incidents, as these are not the only such cases. In fact, just last week, a person was arrested in Phoenix, Arizona after a fire was set to a mailbox, damaging around 20 electoral ballots. Arizona is one of the 7 battleground states that could determine who will win the race for the White House. And American law enforcement agencies remain on high alert as domestic extremists could attempt to target more ballot boxes to disrupt voting or vote counting.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election, explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained, every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.